Katowice! Welcome to the finals of the Intel Extreme Masters World Championship. Season 10, we've had 3 days of CSGO so far. 3 days of legendary Counter-Strike. We've even gone through some matches that people say will last throughout the history of Counter-Strike. But today, we're left with just 2 teams. 2 teams eyeing for the position of being called legends. 2 teams looking to leave their mark in esports history. And to start us off on this final day of CSGO here in Katowice, Poland, I introduce to you, Katowice and CSGO fans around the world, the trophy of the Intel Extreme Masters presented by the Corporate Vice President of Intel, Gregory Bryan.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Intel Extreme Masters World Championships from Katowice, Poland. We have had 3 excellent days of Counter-Strike. Chober, you were dead right. In fact, the game yesterday on Overpass will be legendary, but today, we've got a best-of-5 between #1 and #2 in the world. My name is Sadokist, joined today on the desk by YNK, Henry G, Machine, and Pansy. Guys, let's talk back. I mean, we've got to look back at how we got here. 2 groups, 12 teams, round-robin format, 3 teams get out. Group A stacked, Group B, excellent storyline with both Tempo Storm and a bit of a sad one with Envious, but what was the biggest thing you took away from the opening days?
I mean, it has to be the fall of Envious, right? In a way, arguably the second best team in the world behind Fnatic couldn't make it out of the group stages, had some really bad performances, losing the last game against T-Frag as well, who were the complete underdogs in the group, and that combined with the Mousesports story, although it's a tragic story in the end from Group A, were maybe the 2 biggest storylines for me.
For me, obviously, I want to talk about NIP. They're obviously coming in here with the new lineup, the new coach and everything, and we wanted to see how they could perform on the big stage. Unfortunately, didn't make it out of the group, but they had some very good results. It's very promising. We saw them actually take Fnatic right down to the wire, and they actually took a map off Luminosity as well, the only actual team to beat them here as well. So people will kind of mock them and say, oh, it's the same on NIP, didn't make it out of the groups, but I have to say, jokes aside, they seem very good for me, and I'm actually looking forward to 2016 to see what they can bring.
That was kind of the story all the way through, though. There were teams that we wanted to see so much more of. Mousesports is another one that springs to mind. I mean, I love this whole storyline surrounding Nico, just not only being an eye-catching fragger, but also just taking the in-game leadership role and doing it so well. I'd have liked to have seen them perhaps on that big stage. And there's more teams alongside that. You know, FaZe at the present as well in my mind as a team that we could have seen more of, but that group stage was savage.
Well, yeah, that Mirage game against Virtus.pro was pretty much the be-all and end-all, and, you know, be what it was, however it ended for Virtus.pro. That was a great game for them where you saw maybe a little bit of hope. Sadly, that hope didn't last too long once he got out to that stage, and we saw the downfall of FaZe. A bit of a surprise for me, considering these guys have been on the rise as well. We saw a lot of good teams with a lot of promise absolutely falter throughout these groups.
Good. I think a lot of those storylines definitely were interesting. The one for me as well, though, getting into the playoffs. Virtus.pro, they got a gift to get through. We thought the crowd would push them maybe back into contention. They've been struggling as of late. They still faltered yesterday. I have to say it was a pretty flat quarterfinal for them.
I mean, it's unfortunate for a team like VP in front of a home crowd to lose in such a manner, but to be honest, it is their reality right now. Anything other than a 2-0 for Fnatic would have been a big surprise for me. That's just how it goes when you play against the best team in the world. Unfortunately, VP hasn't been looking so strong throughout 2016. They have a month left until the major. I hope they're going to put the work in, you know, get on the grind, and they're going to show up in better form.
Yeah, this is their season just starting now, right? Obviously, we haven't really seen them. This is their first LAN event of 2016. They've had a horrible...
Well, they had Leipzig.
That was in 2015, right?
No,
that was
That was the start of this year.
That was the esports, man.
you've been to a lot of events.
That is true.
You've been losing track.
Anyway, regardless, my point is that obviously they're kind of still getting into it. We haven't seen them play too much. The online season's been pretty devastating for them. And we came here, it was quite a romantic storyline. They get to the grand stage and we're like, okay, they're finally going to make it. They're going to see them step up and perform. But obviously, like 14-1 on the T side of Inferno. Well, when you're CT side, sorry, that's when it's going to be sort of questionable. You've got to kind of wonder what the future lies for that team.
The other side of the bracket, Tempo Storm. That was the Cinderella in this one. Machine, I thought they impressed everyone.
I mean, and don't get me started, because I had the opportunity to not only cast them, but the Luminosity following on from that. I was alongside this fella to my right. But yeah, Tempo Storm really kind of blew a lot of people's minds because it was a bit of an underdog story. People weren't not necessarily expecting them to even get out of the group stage, but then to proceed to give such a sterling performance against Navi. I mean, on the desk, Yanku, you were one of the people that kind of was looking towards that 2-0. You were sitting there saying, you know, we are not going to see Mirage. And even every single one of them, even Mirage was incredibly close. So I think Tempo Storm, not only they're not the only Brazilians alongside LG to have actually made a huge statement about what their future plans are for 2016.
And Astralis last night, I just want to touch on them because they came very close to finally dethroning Fnatic in a tournament, but came up short in the end.
Yeah, they just crumbled like nothing I've seen before. They turned up on one half of a map, really, I guess, and everyone had their hopes set on Inferno being something brilliant, something that their reputation should have allowed to be, you know, really something exceptional, and they got absolutely trounced.
Yeah.
And they looked devastated off the back of that. None of their players played particularly well. None of them were making the challenges or the brilliant strategies that these guys are starting to become known for. None of the specialists shined. And of course, Fnatic just...
Yeah, I mean, Fnatic, again, they build into a tournament. They've won 5 straight. If they win a 6th in a row, it'll be the best CS record of all time, in my opinion. I think many people agree with that feat. That said, we do have to focus on them, both Fnatic and Luminosity, the Brazilians who made it into this final. A tactical, I think it's an impetuous battle of Brash versus Tact, if you were to describe it. It's very different styles of teams. Fnatic find a way always, but Luminosity, and Olaf said yesterday, play them very closely.
Definitely. I mean, they did beat them on Inferno in the group stages on day 1. Last time they met before that was in Minsk at Star Series, and we all, I mean, I guess we all remember that game. It was the semi-final, crazy game, went to a 3rd map on Inferno. Luminosity, we all thought they had it, and then Dennis steps in with that CZ, getting those kills towards the A bombs, and it just shatters the dreams.
That's what kind of separates these games right now. They're so closely contested. Obviously, Luminosity coming up the ranks every single month seem to be getting better and better. And when they do play Fnatic, they definitely can go toe-to-toe with them. They can take maps off them. But it's when they get to the nitty-gritty, the final stages of a map, it comes down to those huge individual plays. Players like Dennis, players like Olaf are stepping up and winning these ridiculous clutches that are kind of pushing them over the mark. And obviously, you can't rely on that going forward. Like, I think going into it, we saw yesterday amazing plays from Luminosity. They definitely have the potential there to actually do that as well.
Yeah.
And whether they have that same kind of level of, I don't know, Candace isn't...
Well, I just love that you've highlighted that one of Fnatic's strengths was individuals stepping up and delivering on these clutch scenarios. What did we see yesterday from Luminosity? We were talking about it. Cold was having games, FNX even turning up, Fallen. I was leaving the best till last, of course, with that 1v3 that blew, 1v4 technically, blowing all of our minds. A full-on ace as well for him. It was just absolutely crazy and really one to remember.
And it sounds like the fans have picked their favorite in this too. We see the teams getting ready backstage. Final thoughts for you, Lauren, before we do introduce them.
You know, I'm glad to see the crowd behind Luminosity. I guess they got to watch their home team being crushed by Fnatic. So there's your new heroes. Can they take down the villains that I guess have been dubbed by Fnatic now? But still, I think a lot of the individual players, last time these two met in the group stage, outperformed each other on the Luminosity side. You know, it was people like Fur, who you didn't even bring up, getting the better of Dennis consistently throughout that game, which is a rarity because Dennis is so pivotal throughout the vast majority of their matches. So a lot of these individuals need to step up for Luminosity, and they certainly have the capability to do so.
And Dennis hasn't had the most outstanding tournament yet.
Unless he's got a pistol.
Yeah, unless he's got a pistol, true.
And that said, let's not forget in the group stages, it was a 1 HP clutch from Taco that kept the game alive on Inferno to give Luminosity that group win. But guys, we can talk all we want. We will talk a lot more when we get back and discuss the maps. But first, we do have to get ready. The grand finals of IEM Katowice. It's 2 incredible teams in front of an incredible audience. We'll see you in just a minute.
we're nearing the moment to introduce our finalists in the Intel Extreme Masters World Championship. These two teams have battled through their groups, their brackets to get to this point to prove that they deserve to leave their mark here on this trophy. This trophy representing not just one team that wins today, but a history of esports, a history of the Intel Extreme Masters. We've talked about the 10 years that we've gone through, how we started, and how we've gotten here to stand in the Spodek today with all of you here in the crowd and all of you at home to glorify the champions that will lift up this trophy next to me by the end of tonight. This trophy holds many stories throughout those 10 years, so let's take a look.
Nothing worth fighting for is easy. Everything that is extraordinary takes time. Hard work, perfection, countless weeks of devotion, endless months of dedication, years of history. It represents it all. Who will leave their legacy engraved into the World Championship trophy?
It's time for the finals! Katowice, are you ready for some excellent Counter-Strike? Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? Then it is my honor to introduce to you this first team. This team, we've talked about them throughout the groups, about how they've left already a mark on how progress is done, on how you improve as a team and prove to the world that you deserve to stand on the stage. And they claimed themselves yesterday. No one deserves to lift this trophy up more than us. Hailing to prove how great Brazilian CSGO can be, I introduce to you Luminosity! And their opponents, the undeniable #1 team for quite some time now. Some of you call them heroes, some of you call them villains, but all of you agree that when they enter these maps, that when they enter the booth, you're in for a show. Please welcome to the stage, Fanatic! Luminosity versus Fnatic. Ladies and gentlemen around the world, it is time to crown a new IEM champion!
A new champion or a defending one. If Brazil picks this up, it'll be their first international success, and there's tons of people around the world that definitely want that to happen. It's been an incredible storyline. We'll start there. Fallen, Is he the godfather of all of CS, not just Brazil? Machine, this guy's been absolutely incredible.
I mean, he's stolen so many people's hearts over the kind of like this past year, where he's just basically grown into. I think the father figure is actually very, very succinct and perfect way to describe him. He's not only is he catching everyone's eyes when he's in game, but just out of game, he's got such a kind of a kind heart. I mean, the whole storyline with him bringing Games Academy, now Tempo Storm, under his wing, now next door neighbors, that entire storyline makes him very easy to love and makes his team very easy to love. And then on top of that, their style of play, incredibly eye-catching on top of that. And it's very kind of difficult to not want to see them succeed.
I feel like I have to point something out. We're talking about Fallen and, you know, how he is as a figure outside of the game. Flasha, from his winnings, 2014,
That's
I think, iOS Pantanamera, donates all of his winnings to this Luminosity team.
Sure.
Back then they were Kid Stars, I think.
Kaboom at the time,
or
picked
Kaboom.
up by Keed after
So they can
qualified.
move from, so they have the money that's needed to go from NA to this tournament in 2015. That was the major tournament, so they can actually have, you know, money for their tickets, for their accommodation, so they can come and compete here. So, I mean, of course, Fallen is maybe the one that is most known right now for his outside of the game, you know,
kindness.
Kindness, and so on. But Flasha was the one who made, maybe, along with many others, right? He was maybe the one of the pro players who was known, but who made it possible for these guys a year ago.
I mean, that's an excellent point to bring up, because Flusha did start this. And if you want to talk about the linear of it, the lineality of it, it is, of course, Fallen at 24 that put his winnings into Tempo Storm. I'll get through my words eventually. But
English
Lauren,
is hard, Matt,
I mean,
I know.
it is. I'll learn Serbian next. This is. I mean, it is one of the most incredible stories in all of sports, not just esports.
It is, and it's going to be a glorious thing to see on stage. And the thing we've kind of been very light on is the fact it's the best of 5 for once. So you go all the way through. We get to see so much more between these two teams. The tactical genius that is Luminosity to a degree, who've adopted and kind of become a part of that Na'Vi style that everyone's kind of hailed, but they have so much more to bring to this as well. Fallen's performance has been outstanding. Their aggressive tendencies throughout the maps. You look at Mirage, when they go a little aggressive on A-ramp, they have all these small plays that just give them beautiful sets in these matches. But then again, will Fnatic care at the end of the day? These guys have crushed, you know, the likes of Na'Vi, who've been kind of renowned as the geniuses of this sort of style. It's going to be a tough matchup between these two, I feel.
What I love about this tournament as well, you can see how hungry teams are to win this one. Navi especially in their game on Overpass, some of the stuff we haven't even seen in Counter-Strike yet, they're actually willing to show some of their most secret tactics, their most inventive stuff, which you would assume they're same with the $1 million major coming up. But still, this tournament, it means so much to everyone playing here. And a best-of-5 format, these two teams, is going to be absolutely phenomenal.
And how can it not mean so much in front of a crowd like this? We know the pedigree that this arena, the Spodek Arena, in front of these fans has brought. You may have seen me scribbling down quite curiously and quickly there. I've got the maps, the 5 maps that we expect, or we will see these guys play. It's not far off what we talked about beforehand. We start on Overpass, Cache, Inferno, Cobblestone, and Train if we get that far. This is a pretty good battle. I think this is a decent matchup. Overpass to start off. I mean, Fnatic's, again, a fast-paced team. They're very good at utilizing the washrooms and getting trades. But we know Luminosity's got some strategy up their sleeves on it.
So for me, just because I've got Overpass rather fresh in my mind, we know Luminosity are on a very big high with their confidence in Overpass. Picking up that victory, which was, you know, some are saying top 3, top 5 CSGO games of all time. Like, we are not going to forget that across the board. And I can't help but feel you've got 2 very exciting kind of parallels drawn on Overpass. You've got Fnatic, who kind of stapled this very aggressive CT side on Overpass. They were the first to try this overextend and recede once you get that opening pick and kind of get that early pressure. And then on the other side of things, you've got Luminosity, who have now got this lovely style of play on their CT side, which me and Henry were enjoying very much so, where it does actually take leaves out of the Fnatic book. And so all I can say is with map 1 alone, I'm very excited.
Well, the thing is, with the aggression that Fnatic can bring to the table, we saw Luminosity time and time again. They're more than happy to sit really far back in T-spawn. They'll actually wait for the aggression to come in at the start of the round. And this could be a problem for Fnatic. Obviously, they're looking for the kills straight away, but Luminosity are going to be aware of this time and time again. It's going to be interesting to see what kind of battles Fnatic can actually find and whether they're going to have the exchanges they want to actually have their star players to step up and find those opening frags, or whether they're going to be forced back to like kind of hold more crossfires and back to the bomb side stuff. But this is a really interesting map. I assumed going into this one we'd be seeing Train from Luminosity. It's a map they've actually beat Fnatic on before. That'd be a great way to open things up. But going into Overpass, I still think it's a very strong pick for them.
I mean, for a long time now, Fallen has been saying that he thinks Fnatic is the best team in the world. They play as close as it is to perfect Counter-Strike, and he's always been, looking at their demos to find something that he can implement into his own team, right? I think the story of this grand final, and playing against Fnatic in general is going to be what we saw yesterday on Overpass in the game against Astralis, right? It's not about being able to, get to the bomb plant, get to those situations, get to those 3v3, 4v3s, and so on. Luminosity will be able to do that with their, either strategical approach or just raw firepower they have as well on their team. What's going to be important are those clutch rounds, 3v3s, after plans, because Fnatic is the best team in the world, especially at that, right? You saw it yesterday. Out of the 11 rounds they won on their CT side, 7 of those were bomb defuses. So each time Astralis would be able to get to the bomb site, plant the bomb, you would think they're in a favorable position from that point, but the Fnatic players just come in, it screams, it's all off, whoever take your pick, and they're able to clean out the round. So for me, it's going to be whether Luminosity will have the presence of mind, the composure, right, not to get too carried away if they get a couple of good frags, and have the ability to close out those rounds. Once they do the hard work, once they get to the bomb site, once they plant the bomb, can they close it out from that point on?
Yeah, my mind instantly goes to Olaf's 1v2 that should never have been won by him in that instance. And even the fact of the matter being that Astralis still had some utility, that these players had options and none of them seemed to ever bear any fruit. So, as I said, if Luminosity want to come into this, they have a very hard struggle on their hands, especially on this map, considering what Fnatic just paid down yesterday on this.
And isn't that the case with Olaf? You would expect one thing. You might have a traditional style. He's the most untraditional hybrid player in the world. He's going to take fights and be aggressive. I know you want to jump back in. I want to move this a little bit onto something that you brought up on Overpass yesterday. The team contribution from Luminosity. I think that's been the storyline and why they're getting this a little bit further now. We saw Taco stepping up FNX. Fur's been back to Fur God mode, and Fallen as well. I think Fur has been probably their MVP of the tournament throughout. Yesterday, I'd say Fallen was, but throughout, I think it's been Fur.
I mean, First has been the one who was the best performer in the group stages. Yeah. Yesterday, it was more obviously Fallen, and Taco had a really good game, right? So in the end, I feel that when you play against Fnatic, there are some things you would expect from a team. Like, let's say yesterday in the Astralis game, Astralis wins pistol on the T side, first gun round. You would expect the CTs not to go for a really risky play because they lost the pistol. If they lose this round, they have to eco again. Then they're down 5-0 all of a sudden. Fnatic, first gun round after losing pistol, just push up with I think 3 players towards top mid, all the way towards like the T spawn almost, right, where the stairs are. Flasha goes in, gets a quad kill in the first round. They just do not care. They will do what they think is the right thing to do at that moment. Never mind if it's maybe too aggressive for some other team. So it's going to take extra adjustment from Luminosity to play against Fnatic. But I think they're prepared for it.
Just while we're talking about stats very quickly, I know you've addressed Fergod and this whole kind of step up from him. Taco's having his best offline tournament we've seen from him. And I think, all eyes on him, whether or not the pressure of a grand final can continue to follow that lead.
And you need depth to beat Fnatic. They've definitely shown that. Guys, we are about to get into our first map of our grand final, but I do want to get predictions. We've got to do it. It's tradition. Focus on the first map specifically, but I'll get an overall score from you too.
First map, Fnatic going to pick this up, but I think it's going to get interesting off the back of that.
I've kind of fallen a little bit in love with Luminosity. It's Overpass. Okay. My heart and my brain are telling me different things. I'm gonna go for Luminosity in this one.
Probably because Henry's standing next to you, obviously.
I have to say, like I said, I think that the style always counters Fnatic on this map. I think it'll be very interesting to see how they approach it. Obviously, had a lot of info watching yesterday. I feel like we're going to see how it goes down, but I feel like Luminosity are going to edge it. It's going to come down to those clutch situations. It's very hard to predict how those are going to go down, but I feel like Luminosity are going to come out on top. As long as we see Fallen on that godlike form once again, drop like 36 frag, I feel like he can do it. He's had a fantastic tournament. So first map just alone, Overpass is going towards Luminosity.
I hate Astralis because they wrecked my prediction. I thought they were going to beat Fnatic and then Luminosity is going to beat them in the finals. Right now, it's always hard to bet against Fnatic, right, and to say that they're going to lose. But I actually believe Luminosity has what it takes in this final in total. And on Overpass, yeah, I feel this is a map, one of the maps they actually have to win in order to win this grand final.
Well, it does start with the first map. It is a map they have to win. Luminosity versus Fnatic. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for map 1. The Intel Extreme Masters World Championship Grand Final starts right now. And we've got the best TriCast in the business. Please make some noise.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Finally, we're ready here. It's a best-of-5 game between fanatic and Luminosity, and I can't say I'm not excited. What about you two? Are you ready for this?
I'm so pumped for this. I'm so glad Machine went with his heart as well, because Fnatic is just going to eat that alive.
Oh, Moses.
Oh, dude, you are ruthless, man. And especially having you guys two on the desk right now. Actually, we got the crowd here as well. They just chucked this down from, oh, you can't see it anymore, but paper airplanes, bro, paper airplanes. You know you're in a stadium when you get paper airplanes thrown at you. That was a sick attempt.
That was a really good throw, actually.
It was actually a really good throw. It landed right in the keyboard as well, like boom, right there. All right, thanks, guys. Get hype. It's going to be 6 CS today. And I got to go with Luminosity, man. Ooh. I think Fnatic had a lot of trouble dealing with Astralis yesterday, and Luminosity, they are not afraid of a Fnatic. I'm talking to them outside getting into this match, and they're just like, I love playing against Fnatic. We're going to eat them alive. I'm like, okay then. It is
that battle, right? The tactical versus like the freewheeling style of which one's going to overcome here.
I mean, I obviously had Astralis picked, so I'm gonna go with.
His heart's already broken.
Heart's already broken. I'm going with Yanko. You know, to hell with that. I do think Luminosity are going to be able to take this as well. If we just talk one map at a time, we've got the knife round coming up here to decide who is going to start on what side, which definitely has an impact when you're playing on Overpass.
The big struggle for Luminosity in this, and actually it will be for Fnatic as well, but their strength yesterday against Astralis was so much they were able to control bathrooms, they were able to be aggressive and find early kills, use a lot of Astralis' utility on that terrorist side before the execution could come into play. So both teams are going to have to manage that so well.
What is this knife round?
This is pretty sick. They're chucking decoys at each other. And it's going to be FNX. So Luminosity will get to pick which side they want to start on, the CT side or the T side. And well, I imagine they'll be going on the defense to begin here on the CT side. Yep, they're going to stay. Fallen calling that immediately. Luminosity getting into their usual huddle as well. And this is a team, they've got that chant at the beginning of it. They go over all their points. And Fallen, right now, he isn't telling them anything. He's just like, guys, you know, this is it. This is our moment. We know we can take them. We've done it before. We did it in the group stage already. Yep. Now let's just do it here on the finals and finally get that tournament win for ourselves here.
Yeah, I mean, this is what they've worked for. This is what all that hard work that they're known for, all that preparation, and like this meteoric rise that they've been on over the past year. This is where it all culminates for them, and that storyline of it circling back to Katowice here is insane. It's awesome.
It is. And for them to have that performance at DreamHack Winter that started it all last year, and you're just thinking, this team is monstrous. It's only a matter of time before they win something. And once again, they're in the finals versus the best in the world in Fnatic.
So what do you think Fnatic is going to try and do here? They're going to be on the terrorist side. This is a map that, in the beginning, especially when it was played, those B rushes with, you know, Tech 9 armor, you could get 2 if you wanted to in a pistol round. That was very successful. It seems like people have stopped doing that. The counters to them have become too effective. Think Fnatic are going to try and play sort of a slow style here, or is it going to be really, they're going to try and take control of this game right off the bat?
Well, I mean, they're going to do both throughout this. It all just depends on what they're going to start out with. Yesterday, it was just directly, you know, against Virtus.pro, against Astralis. It was just foot on the throat out of the gate. It was just like unending pressure, very, very aggressive play style. I mean, if they start out with that, Luminosity, they've got to be a little bit worried. They've got to be able to stop that and kind of withstand that storm early on.
I see 2 sumo wrestlers here, in the sense that they're just going to charge at each other, and it's going to be the first one who gets slapped in the face and put out balance that's going to lose this map. So Fnatic, I don't think they're going to hold back whatsoever. I think they're going to just go ahead and establish dominance right off the bat here. It's going to be up to Luminosity to be able to match that strength, match the shots, and carry it through from there.
I mean, I think the problem is it's best of 5 as well. It takes so long. You know, we've seen Luminosity already beat Fnatic in this tournament on Inferno, the best of 1 game. But, you know, if the pressure continues across 5 maps, can they actually withstand that? Good luck, have fun has been called. And we are going to go into the game. The countdown is on the way. We've got 1 Molotov and 1 smoke here picked up by Flusher. Already an indication that they've got at least some sort of execute in mind here on the Fnatic side.
And all of them heading over towards this B bomb site except for JW. So he branches off just a little bit. He's going to go down underneath towards the door. Oh, there's a nice damage done on a Taco early on, down to 3 HP.
FNX going to be trying to sneak in here, see if he can find an opening somewhere. A little bit scary when you take this much damage, but look at the response from LG. They're going to try one of these creative boosts down on the B-bomb site and try and see if they can make that work. And Taco's underneath. He's got 3 health, so he's not going to be much use anyway in a fight. Cold Sierra not going to get the crossing kill here. Molotov comes out to try and block them out. That's going to secure Fnatic a bomb plant in a 5-on-5.
Cold Zero, he's lethal with the USP. This guy finds headshots all over the place. They really need to get rid of him. But what am I saying? FNX with the boost, and there's Dennis! Counter boost straight back at him, but now they know 2 players have to be here in pit, and Luminosity, they're just trying to use their numbers, trying to push in, but it's a 3-on-3, and they're holding the line, and somehow we're into a 1-on-1 here, right out the gates.
No kit here on Fur. He's going to have to get this kill. He gets a headshot, and that's going to be it. He shuts it down with enough time. Oh, man, that bomb hunt wasn't exactly working in favor of JW, but imagine if it hadn't just been a 1v1 there. I mean, that would have been an excellent position to stop any kind of retake from. What a tense pistol round to begin with.
And it looked once again like fnatic was going to be able to just hold on to that. They had all of Luminosity funneled into that one choke point. JW was even flanking through the A bomb site. He knew nobody was coming down the stairs from the Luminosity side, but it's FNX again and again with these impact kills, the opening 2 on that retake.
Yeah, and look at that right there. It's just brute force straight at each other. No fear. Get in there and take the fight. And FNX, I mean, there's just so, like, Luminosity have now reached that point where at any point we can say, at any point, any of these players can step up and just do mad work to get this team through a round. And FNX, again, usually it's the clutch situations that he's so very good in for Luminosity, and that might as well count as a clutch. 2 headshots and a pistol retake made all the difference. So quick pause there, just a little stutter, but we're back into it now. Countdown has begun to get into the second round. And, well, fnatic showing some restraint. They aren't going to go for the Kevlar buy. They got that bomb plant. I'm actually a little surprised. What do you think about this, Moses? Because they could go Envy, right, and have the option to go Tech-9 armor nades and just really try and go crashing back into Luminosity.
They do have a tendency at times to do that, but this early in the match, there's no reason to risk getting into that tough economic cycle. Just save up, get those AK-47s. And just be confident in your gun rounds moving forward. And actually, that kill helps as well. Cold gets caught a little bit off guard. Crims finds him easily.
Man, he was just looking the wrong way for a second, and that's all it takes. 2 quick tabs, and it's already done. Now, it seems like fnatic across the rest of the map are just waiting to see if Luminosity are going to make a mistake. A second one, why not? They've got so much time, and a common response for LG would be to try and see if they can get a bit more information, and fnatic are ready and waiting for it. It's not unsimilar to what they did on against Astralis on this map.
Now, with this one kill, though, this defense gets a little bit spread thin. They've got to devote more eyes to more places, and they can't group up. And actually, now FNX is going to be under pressure. He grabs the first one, and fnatic hasn't swarmed him, and here it comes. He sprays down 3. Huge hold from FNX.
Oh, buddy! And there's Fallen already. Nice flick on a Flusha to shut him down. It's going to be Crims. He's got 2 kills so far, having picked off Cold and FNX, but that bomb, it's dropped out in the middle of nowhere. He knows that a scout is waiting for him on the site. Fur has rotated in as well, so the crossfire is established here for Luminosity. Crims is really just hoping right now that Luminosity get impatient, try and make a mistake. And that's just not going to happen here. Luminosity, they shouldn't be rushing in. They shouldn't need to take the risk. And Fur dancing on the edge. He puts himself at risk of getting headshot there. So a little bit of a scary moment, but he stabilizes, and 3 players survive here for Luminosity.
Ooh.
Whoa!
Uh-oh. Well, that happens. Well, that gives us a moment to talk, Immos. I want to ask you, they get 2 kills in the round, economically speaking, and for any new viewers out there, what is it like if they get a 3rd kill?
We're live, boys.
Oh, we're live already.
All right, we're back into it. Whew. I was going to say, we're going to have to radio cast here for a second if they don't get that screen back up.
All right, people trying to Luminosity now, and it's going to be a quick trade there. Taco refragging on Crims. That's very important, and a nice double push there from LG.
Maybe that's their answer here, is just to match that aggression early on the CT side, and even Taco finds one more onto Olaf.
And Taco's been so consistent for Luminosity throughout this group phase, throughout the bracket play. First steps in, picks off Flusha to start. And, well, JW, he's still alive. He's looking for an angle. That smoke is on the good side of the smoke. I mean, the bomb, rather, is on the good side, but there's just an angle enough. There's just enough of a gap for Taco to abuse it. And 4 players survive this round, this key round, because that's really going to allow Luminosity now to get a little bit of breathing room with their money, start having a decent economy here going into the 4th.
That's actually a massive round for Luminosity. That's a statement there. Pushing 2 out, getting those opening kills, telling fnatic they're not just going to be able to gain map control for free, no matter where they head, and surviving with that for, the economy building up. Now fnatic, they can't invest anything. They have to save up for the next round. No armor, no nades bought on their side, just some upgraded pistols.
Oh.
Okay, then.
Olaf catching the
grenade.
Oh, no! JW just walking right into it, and I'm actually hearing the crowd chanting Luminosity. Incredible.
Well, I mean, they did say it right, the desk, when they said that Luminosity, not just Fallen, but this team has captured a lot of the hearts of Counter-Strike fans as they've gone on this tear.
Well, let's also remember that Fnatic are the team that eliminated Virtus Pro. So I think the crowd are also going to be looking for some vengeance here, and Luminosity might be the tool that will deliver it. I mean, so far, so good. This is a more common boost coming out here from Fallen. Gives them eyes on the restroom, just changes up the angle a little bit. It is a little scary if somebody tries to backstab in from long, but so far, it'll be Flusha with an instant headshot.
I'm surprised Fallen didn't see the shadow there, because the shadow peeked out before the model did a couple of times. So thinking maybe he could have seen that, but will be a refrag once. Olive with a great shot coming back into it in spite of being on 13 health, and now it is a 2v3. This is an expensive round for Luminosity, and they can't lose any more players. That will actually impact their economy going into the later game here. Staying alive with 3 is critical. FNX going to pick up the 1 kill there, and that will leave Crims.
And now Crims is in a bit of a tight spot. It's not going to be pretty for him. He knows that there's a man at long, and certainly the rotation has come through, and even this shot from the back. Taco hitting the perfect timing to come out of connector. And a 4th round on the board here for Luminosity. Very strong start so far.
Show of hands, how many of you thought Crims would actually hit that shot? It's so scary.
I was actually, I thought it was very, very doable. But this is the problem when you go against Fnatic. Yeah, you have them on these eco rounds. You know, you have this massive advantage in terms of your arsenal, but they have no nades, they have no armor, they still find 2 kills, and that very easily could have turned into a 3rd and maybe even a bomb plant. So no matter what situation you have Fnatic in, they find ways to make it work.
And now the setup, and this time around, Fnatic, they will have the full buy, all the nades necessary as well for an execute if they want, and the single Molotov on Flusha. He could use that to clear out that B site later on. So we'll see where they decide to take this. Nice flash into mid to get a little bit of control here, but Fallen's waiting with the AWP, and Fur takes the fight straight up with Crims, wins it, no way! Gets the 2nd kill on Olaf, and he nearly gets the 3rd. JW finally slows him down.
Well, it's not over yet, though. Still got more than a minute left here, and with Flusha and JW still alive, you really never know. Taco, though, is close. He's coming up right where the bomb is dropped in. Flusha looking the wrong way. He's going to go down now. JW, 1-on-3, and this would be one of those clutches that Fnatic really needs right now. Again, it is another buy round, and they haven't made too much of an impact yet. They've killed a couple of Luminosity members every round, but they need to do more. It's got so much time, and they've got a pretty good setup right now, LG, to keep him contained.
Yeah, there's really not too much you can do. You can see just Fallen playing so far back. Cold has an AWP as well, but what does he have left to do? 1 smoke to work with, and this is the thing. Fnatic is losing these early battles for map control. Luminosity is taking it to him, first over towards the short sewers, now towards bathroom. All the trades early on going in Luminosity's way, and it puts these Fnatic members in such a difficult spot.
Jump down once, looking for it on Cold Zero. Kind of close the door, open it again, goes for the spray right through. He's not hitting this shot. Oh, and he goes down. Cold Zero surviving on just 11 health. That looked ridiculous.
That is sick.
That's so scary. Crowd is getting pumped.
And you know what?
This is sick.
You would think with that double setup that maybe their aggression on the CT side here would be just a little bit less, but they got that great setup with the rifle and Fallen up there, so still pretty forward on the map.
I like this change of pace, though, from Fnatic. It's time to put a little bit of pressure here on this B site. And they're going to go in aggressive. JW straight through the smoke up onto short. This might get a bit hairy here for Taco, who's going to hold the line. Wins the first duel versus JW. He's got a man and sniper as well. That's Cold with the AWP, but Olafmeister snuffs him. And now it's all on Taco, and he gets a 2nd headshot. Could get a 3rd as well. Played peekaboo, but he will get caught.
It's 2-on-3 here. Fnatic still in a very tough position. They don't have the bomb down. It's dropped in the middle of the site right now, and all LG have to do is wait for that bomb to actually get planted. Ferg gonna pick off Olafmeister. And Flusha, well, he is a clutch player, but this is too much to ask of him. He's planning out in the open, which is so brave as well. Gonna get a shot in the back, but they get the bomb down at least. So a couple of kills and a bomb plant. I mean, Fnatic, they're having an impact every round. The question is, Moses, is it enough to keep the LG economy low?
No, it's still building up, especially with 3 more players surviving. They have money to rebuy as well. And this is the tough part, because once Fnatic gains control of the economy, they're so dangerous at manipulating the amount of utility, the amount of money that their opponents can spend. But Luminosity is just keeping a firm grasp on it. Nothing is working for Fnatic, and now they have to win multiple in a row to really deplete the economy. First up at 7,000. These guys can buy for rounds and rounds.
Just a moment here.
No, I think someone.
We might have a pause here.
Yeah, I think the game crashed for a brief moment on one of the players, so we will definitely figure that out and get it fixed immediately. 6-0. Moses, you're a Fnatic fan, obviously, as we know, on the Sith Lord side. Tell us, are you worried at all right now?
I mean, I'm not so much worried by the score. I'm worried by this luminosity that's come out to play. This is a team that's matching the aggression and the trading from Fnatic early on into this match. Definitely 6-0 is not where you want to see them, but we know the danger of Fnatic. We know that as soon as they do grab control of that economy, force the reset out, they can close the gap in the score lines, and on top of that, they just start running away with things at that point. That's when they get really, really scary, because they have such a good read on what you're able to buy, and that's when they can start with these change of paces, really bullying the amount of smokes, the amount of Molotovs and nades that'll come into these choke points.
Oh, that goes too far.
That also scares me a little bit.
Missed it, one smoke out, and that could have been a big opportunity there had they pressured in mid. Somebody could have come right around the corner expecting that smoke to be there, and boom, you get shot in the face. Doesn't matter though, Fur is there to take out Olaf. Nice shot coming in from Cold with the wall bang onto Dennis, but he's not gonna hit that angle just right. Fortunately, it is just gonna be a fair trade, even with the HP. And Fnatic, wow, they really thought that they could just try and get in here and punish that quickly, but they decided to slow down the pace a little bit rather than try and rush in. Oh, look at this from Cold. He's so clever.
Well, this is some heads-up play, and for those of you who don't know, he's expecting a double boost on the other side of that wall, because you can do that on the railing to look into the bomb site. And Cold Sierra just trying to be one step ahead of Fnatic, which is definitely not a bad idea. It's still a 4-on-4. What really worries me here is the Fnatic have 3 smokes, a couple of flashbangs, but that's all the utility they have, and they're going to need to use that if they want to even get onto a bomb site. Once the bomb is down, how are they going to hold it?
Well, the other thing, Luminosity, they've been forced back passive on their defense. There's no eyes on whether Fnatic is coming up these stairs. Now, Fnatic doesn't know this, but as they clear out these bathrooms and they find no one there, it's basically going to have to be a very quick rotate. You can see Fallen now. This is that play to get some kind of information, seeing if anyone's there to cut off the lurk. And he's looks like Fnatic's about ready to open this door on him.
They're running a bit behind here, though, Fnatic. A little bit scary. Fallen seems like he thinks that this is going to be an A push. He's rotating off the B site, and this is masterful here from Fnatic. 20 seconds left, and hardly anybody here. It's only going to be Cold to land the first shot. Misses it. Nice shoulder peek. Nice shoulder peek there to draw out that shot and see where Cold is playing from. But now it's a tough retake here for Luminosity.
Well, Fnatic did this a lot yesterday against Astralis, so it's definitely possible to do it, but with that kind of opening from JW, it's going to get a lot worse now. And LG, they're far away from the bomb site. They're now just starting to get in here. They need a swift refrag. FNX jumping down into the fire, and he actually gets the kill on Flusher, brings it back into a 3-on-3. Bomb ticking right in front of them. They need that opening. They have no more smokes. They can't even defuse inside of one. And there's JW, second kill coming up for him. And looks like Fnatic have made this work. Dennis picking up Fer as well, and now it's all on Cold to try and do a bit more. Picks up one shot, goes for a second, and he hits it as well. Almost no time left. He does have a kit, but look at how far away Crims is. And that bomb is gonna go up, and that will be it. Fnatic winning their first round. And what just happened? Luminosity, how did they all end up in that A-bomb site?
They misread the situation completely. Fnatic was just using that clock, just running it down as an opponent of Luminosity, and made Luminosity believe that while there was no pressure put on the B-bomb site for 20 or 30 seconds, that's what pulled Fallen back towards A, and it left Cold just with that AWP. You were wondering what they were going to do with their 3 smokes. They didn't need any to enter in onto a bomb site. They shoulder peek that, bait out the shot, and it's a free entrance for them.
And that's actually, and if you're wondering why Cold, why Luminosity would try and persist and getting in there to take that fight, 1-for-1 trade down in Connector. Very well done, JW there to back up Crims. But Fnatic's money is very low thanks to those kills that Cold got in. So this is an all or nothing sort of situation now for Fnatic. They have to pick up this second round. Otherwise it's back to pistols. They're all broke. And Luminosity gets to run away with this first half. So high pressure situation here for Fnatic to come up with a solution. And Fallen, he's got his AWP once again. Well, I mean, I think if you've been following the tournament so far, you have an idea of what he's capable of.
It's a great opening though. Cold Sierra going down by the monster tunnel, and now Fallen in so much trouble here. Tries to actually stay alive instead of just falling back. He gets the one shot in, but he can't get the second on Dennis. That's still a pretty brave move. Instead of just trying to fall back to safety, actually tries to take one with him and is successful. Now Fer and Taco, 2-on-3 retake here. Fnatic win this round. They might be able to reset them. There's a nice headshot coming through on JW and brings it back into a 2-on-2. Fer is coming in from the other side as well. And Olaf, he's ready for it. He's hiding in the smoke. He sees it coming. Taco gonna be with a gun barrel first. He gets the one shot in, and now it's a 1-on-1, and Olaf's got the health for it, but Fer, he's already on the bomb. He's got the time here. 2 seconds, 3 seconds. He goes on spray. He wins it. Fer gonna be able to clutch the 1v1, and that will be another round for LG, economically resetting Fnatic.
What a huge win, and that's a situation you don't see Fnatic drop often. And at 3-on-2, even the champions make mistakes. You see JW go for an early peek there, try and take that duel up top. Once he falls into a 2-on-2 situation, that just makes it so much easier for Luminosity to win. If JW just stays a little bit passive and finds a new spot that can set up a triangle, a couple different crossfires in that bomb site.
And the options are there now. Well, now it's Fnatic back to square one, back to pistols, hoping that somebody's going to make a mistake on Luminosity. And this time, Luminosity, they do not go aggressive. Instead, allowing Olofmeister to walk right up onto short, but Cold, he was alone. He wouldn't have had backup, so this is very wise from him. Now he can take a little bit of a delayed peek, and Olofmeister... Oh!
No way.
What a shot!
No way. That's so far outside of his peripheral vision that he can't see it, and then he just instant snaps on him as soon as he gets within range.
Olof is so good. That is going to put Cold a little bit on the back foot, I think. Now scary there, but Fer, no Kevlar, so the aim punch will keep Fer alive so long as he hits that first bullet. Flusha is going to find another Deeg shot onto Fer. So now they actually have a gun to work with here, Flusha. He's going to be pretty happy about that. He was so competitive in the clutches yesterday throughout the playoffs. So we need to see him wake up here on Overpass, start having that impact that will allow Fnatic to get back into this map.
This is actually a little scary for Luminosity. Any more deaths that they take is going to be so devastating, and they do fall, but Flusha gets the TK, turns it into a 2-on-1. A little bit unlucky for him, and now it's fallen to end things. But 3 kills out of Fnatic, that's a successful eco round out of them, just the pistols. And the money for Luminosity is still low. That round they won, this shot is ridiculous.
Boss.
What a quick adjustment.
So sick.
You can see the money, though, on the LG side. Everyone is fully bought out, essentially, except for Taco.
So the tactical pause now getting called in here for Fnatic. So good time to use it. They're going to have a full buy going into this round. And it's just on the edge of Luminosity getting about too far ahead, really. They're down to 8 rounds, or they're up to 8 rounds, rather, Luminosity. This is acceptable for Fnatic if they can stop it here. And, well, there was a time when Fnatic, every time they took a pause, that's where things shifted their way.
And I think the reason, I mean, obviously it's the sort of the gap in score here that makes Fnatic do it. It's also, I think, the fact that they must know the Luminosity economy is quite low. And that means even if they are 7 rounds ahead, it's a little bit deceptive because all they need to win is essentially 1 round and they can bounce from practically from 1 up to 3 if they win that round again. But this could still be like a 9-6 half for Fnatic if they just win 2 key rounds.
This is a turning point in this match. This is kind of where there's that fork in the road where whether Fnatic's going to be able to get back into this half or if Luminosity's just going to really run away with it. I mean, this is essentially the difference between, like you said, 8-7, 9-6. It's between single digits and double digits. If Luminosity can win this round, they're guaranteed to get up to at least 10 in this half.
And I just have to say, while we're getting that crowd shot, the arena is so full that it even, there are people that wrap behind the stage. They've put up projectors behind the stage so that people can actually watch from the seats back there. It is such a packed full house here in Katowice. So sick.
We do get one of these timeouts, and it's not such a new thing anymore, but it hasn't always been in global offensive. It's quite a good idea. We see that some of the teams that are very good at using them, they definitely have an impact on the game. Fnatic may be the best example.
They're the ones that really, made it popular almost, because there was that stretch during the summer of last year where, every pause they took, they immediately won the round coming out of it. Mm-hmm. It was like they were up to 15 pauses in a row where they won the following round or something crazy like that.
There are moments. There's different ways to use it as well. You had some leaders that would just say, actually, don't say a word for a minute, just sit and think and just chill, right? Reset the momentum. There are other, this is a pitfall. It is a danger, however, for some teams where, and this is also, I think, what happens to work for Fnatic, where they're on the T side, they take that pause. Luminosity, though, the danger, the trap to fall into is to change too much. Luminosity, everything is working for them right now. They just need to keep doing that. They need to not start thinking, okay, maybe if we change this here or there, it'll work better. You're beating Fnatic straight up. But as I say that, Zed is barreling out, and JW, he gets the wallbang onto Cold as well. That's the risk of using that boost. You can get punished hard.
Why not? When all seems lost, Fnatic out of the pause, 2 exceptional kills.
That's a ridiculous way to start a round. Well, Fnatic, they've got a 2-man lead. They should be able to close out this round. Taco's playing very close. There's so many targets around this corner. It's going to be tough. It gets flashed in from a teammate all the way. Oh, Taco! Second kill coming in. That's going to bring it back into a 3-on-3 now. And Fnatic, can they actually manage to recover from this? That's going to be a big kick in the shins right here. FNX playing over by the barrels as well. He's going to have a big opportunity to kill these two people in tunnel if they look the wrong way at the wrong time. And Taco is here with the crossfire. This is actually a brilliant setup here from the Brazilian side. And Fnatic, they're out of grenades as well. You can see Olaf trying to sneak on in. The gun barrel is going to show Taco. Third kill coming in. He sprays and he almost gets it. FNX is there, goes for the second one, and it's a one-on-one with 40 seconds. And a Fallen coming up from behind. Flusha, he's got the bomb down. We're gonna have to see if he knows that this is happening. He's certainly got a good clue. Just gambles everything, turning his back to the sniper spot. Fallen walking in, and he gets the shot. Clutches it, and Luminosity. A huge round being won here.
Now this is ridiculous now with all these clutch situations going Luminosity's way, despite them being so low on economy. That plant, though, gives Fnatic another buy. They have a good losing bonus built up. But this is a suffocating defense.
This is so cool. I'm glad that we get to the replay here because Taco, he plays this perfectly. Gets the first, predicts the second, and then instead of hanging around and getting greedy and trying to take another fight, he backs off and plays it safe and lives to get another kill onto Olafmeister later on. That was so well played by Taco, and interesting, Fnatic putting the brakes on.
Showing some of that restraint. That losing bonus wasn't built up as far as I thought. It was only, I think, 2 or 3 rounds, so they didn't get enough money for all AKs, and they go for the pistols.
Still looking for the punish there. They're still looking to see if they can't catch Fur out on that boost. Dangerous situation, though. Olafmeister might be able to take out Taco. Taco dropping so low, and he will fall in the end. Crims with the kill on Fur as well, and that opens up the B-bomb site for business. It's all on Cold to hold the line, and he takes 2 kills, brings it back to a 3-on-3.
Yeah, Molotov at least going to slow down the retake a little bit. Cold's brought so low. FNX, oh, look at that. The switch over to the M4 for Fallen. He drops the up. He wants to do the entry work.
This is all very, very smart play, and maybe a little bit careless from Luminosity as well, but we'll see if they can manage the retake anyway. They've certainly done it before. Flashes go in. Now they want to see if they can do it. They got the kids as well, and entirely flash to the pit. It's going to be Dennis. Crims goes down as well. It's all on Flusha. 1-on-3 with a deagle, and he's going to have to hit some great shots right now. That's not happening. Finally, there's the hit. There's the second. He goes for the flat. Oh, he can't connect, and FNX is going to defuse that bomb. What a heroic performance from Flusha.
How close are some of these rounds? These are the ones that you expect Fnatic to come out on top of. And Luminosity, that was some exceptional teamwork entering into the bomb site between Fallen and FNX, knowing perfectly how to cover each other as they enter water. One's making sure no one can peek from the bomb site. One's clearing out the corner positions.
And the flashes as well. Great use of utility. Just, I mean, there's no accounting for like the individual skill. And Flesha, man, with the pistols, he's just so scary. He played that so well. But now they're actually changing things up here, Luminosity. All right, less focus on the B side early on. Instead, a little bit of a presence over at long here with the double tap sort of situation. Fallen with that AWP, Fur there to act as soon as Fallen is given away. There's the initial shot. Fallen takes that peek, wins it. Fallen with the double kill. JW trying to come in here to have an impact, and he gets caught out by Fur. It works perfectly for Luminosity.
Yeah, it works more than perfect. Fallen with 2 kills from up top. And that was a delayed pounce for that second one, but it's going to be Flusha up close. Cold's not expecting him there quite yet, but Flusha doesn't know. He's got one to his right. Behind him, and actually this should be a pretty free kill, and Taco almost misses it, but does recover. Just down to Dennis.
That was an interesting sort of view on how, you know, Flusha's mouse sensitivity actually was against him. You see how hard of a time he had to turn there?
Yep.
That kill even took a while, but where are the flashbangs coming in here? Fallen, there's one, but it's not even close to being successful. He doesn't have to turn around, he can just stay there. A little bit of a mess up, I think, on Fnatic's part.
I love the patience from Fur as well. Doesn't even show himself to Olafmeister or the second man through. That could have got out of control. He just sits and waits and let Fallen do the work. 11-1 the score. Luminosity off to a fantastic start here on their CT side of Overpass, and right now, more aggression. They're like, we've got the momentum going our way right now, boys. Let's take the fight to them. Let's close them out. 14-1, always possible here for the Brazilian team. And this, another boost coming through. And Olafmeister, he might very well walk right into it. Fur, that was at top mid. That was all the way back in T-spawn. But JW with the boost catches out Taco, and they're just going to pounce Fnatic. Straight rush onto the B site now.
What a ridiculous situation. They actually saw each other as well. Fallen will get one more frag in, so again, advantage for Luminosity, but all of this time he wants to go aggressive. Oh, he gets the shot! He turns 180 and takes down Cold Cold Zero. How is it possible? Now it's going to be back in a 3-on-3. The bomb will be going down, but Fur is coming up from behind, and he can clutch this with just a single kill here towards Monster. Grenade goes in once again. He's getting shot from the side. Flusher there to help out Crims, and that's a huge kill coming through. Fallen, he gets the shot, but he can't kill Flusher. And now it's all on FNX, and you got to wonder if this is even worth going for. The money here for Luminosity is not such that it can afford to throw away rifles. Steals an AWP and runs away. What an incredible round.
Yeah, Flusha is just sick and tired of losing those situations, those post plants they're normally so good in. They've lost 2 or 3 now, and he says, all right, I'm just going to do all the work. Goes and bails his buddy out towards Monster with that flank coming into play, and then takes out one more up top. So good individual effort from him once they get into the bomb site. But even though they have this money low for Luminosity, this is just too late in the half to even say that breaking the economy is going to be a huge benefit to them.
Yeah, especially because there's going to be a near full buy coming out here from Luminosity. Saving that op allows for Fallen to still have his impact. I mean, Olafmeister is just ridiculous as well. How does he kill Cold from that position? Instant shot onto him. But it will be 4 rifles coming out here for Luminosity, so not too shabby. Fnatic, though, they want to keep that pressure up. Straight flash, and Flush are really looking for the punish. But that's not going to be the case, and that's not where the focus is going to be. Instead, it's Fallen there with the AWP, and he gets the first shot. Flush really trying to, like you said, Anders, he's tired of it, and he's trying to take control, but Luminosity are just not letting him.
I mean, Fallen using these off angles really well. It's so hard for them to predict because they look at all the usual spots, and then as soon as they've cleared all, they might think, right, he's not going to be here, and then they walk one step further, and that's exactly where he is. Some really good mind games coming in, and I expect nothing less from Fallen at this point.
Well, and the amount of mobility he has and the amount of different angles he's used and looks that he's given them prevents Fnatic from trading, which has always been one of their strengths. These 1 kills and fallbacks, it's so massive.
This could be perfect here for Fnatic. There's the flash. It doesn't hit Dennis, but it does stop Cribs. If Taco hands the spray, he is going to be able to live, and he could actually take the fight further, but Olafmeister will shut him down. And it's Cold up close with the CZ75. Usually flush a spot, and with the same pistol, see if he can be as impactful with it.
Well, look at this bomb plant going through. That's to the front of the bomb site, so very open plant. Great shots coming through, and Crims alone out in Monster. He can't really do a thing from this position. Still 3 members to kill. They're close as well. He misses the shot, and Cold gonna take it and steal the AWP.
Ruthless.
12-2 here, going into the last round of the first half in this best of 5.
Luminosity just did something so cool. That staggered flash, they throw one out towards Monster and they throw a second flashbang directly behind it, just a second or half second later. So it actually, Fnatic dodges the first one, but completely blind by the second one, and that isolates their one player who had made it in past both flashbangs. It's an easy kill, and then it's a stall for time for Luminosity. And this is a monstrous first half out of them, 12-2.
They're looking absolutely fantastic at this point. Now we have to see if Fnatic, I mean, this last round is going to be crucial. It's going to be key. Because if Luminosity, if they get 13-2 and then win the pistol, it's pretty much lights out here for Fnatic in the first map. Olafmeister this time will not fall. He takes out Fur to open things up here on the B site. And Taco, he's been doing so well so far, and he starts off again. Wallbang onto Olaf. And guards his flank, takes the fight with Flusha though, and he loses outright.
So 3v4 retake. This has to be Fanatics this time. They've got to feel confident. They're out of grenades. They got 1 Molotov here on Flusher, and it's just been put up to buy more time. But this is the final round, so LG, they can't save or anything. They've got to go for it. Spraying through the wall and not quite connecting with anything. Flusher playing a close angle, and this is a great position. This prevents Luminosity from even trying to execute properly into the retake. There's Flusher with the headshot, but he goes down to Cold Zero. It's a 2-on-2 still. He actually makes it into the wall with 6 health. JW trying to spray on through. They're getting some damage in. Dennis with the shot. And Fnatic, they might pick up this 3rd round. It certainly seems like that is going to be what's on the table here. Fallen missing the shot. He gets that one! What are you doing, Fallen? He picks up the double and not going to have enough time. Down to a couple of seconds. What a shot.
That is just insanity. Regardless, Fnatic do take that last round. They get 3 in the half. What a dominant performance. And look at this.
And he's actually on with that angle as well. Because if JW is holding on the other side of the sandbags, like,
yeah.
Oh, it is ridiculous.
I thought maybe if there's a kid behind him, he could have picked that up and done it. But I think even with the kid, he would have been like a second and a half off there. So what an incredible first half here. And Fnatic, I mean, they've got some experience with coming back into games. If they win this pistol round, Moses, what are the odds that they can make a full comeback?
It's Fnatic. You got to feel like it's something like 50-50. You know, and you know Luminosity is just thinking we can't let him have an inch here. They need to suffocate him immediately. Another good half, and this is a good start. Flush is forced back. He gets hit down to 14, and he's got to be passive now. Cold keeping up the effort. JW taking that angled battle, and even he's pushed away. He's down to 9. So Luminosity, much like the first half, they've handled this early aggression from Fnatic so well and come out on top.
And they have to know that both of these players are low, that they got the dink. So now this might actually influence things, and you have to wonder, are Fnatic going to try and take a risk here, rotate somebody up? Seems like it's still 2 players holding solid on that B site for now. But Luminosity, they can really look to take advantage of this. With 2 very low players, the Glocks are going to be so powerful barreling onto this site, and things can get out of control very quickly, and they are grouping up right now into mid, looking to see if they can apply the pressure, continue to just rush forward as a unit. Taco making sure that there's no flank coming in from long. And this is all on Luminosity now. Can they continue to hit the shots? Because, well, Flusha and Fnatic, they need to do it now.
That's a good trade to start off with. JW going down for Cold Zero, and now Taco gonna fall next, actually. That's Olofmeister hitting a shot. LG, they need to move faster, otherwise Theros rotation is gonna come in from Fnatic. There's a good push going in. FNX picking up one, Olof with the refrag, but FNX now a triple, and he's trying to see if he can pick up this USPS. He's got the bomb right there, but he can't make it down the stairwell, and he's alone in this 1-on-2. He's finally got the bomb, and he's got 25 seconds. That's not a lot of time. If he runs and they hear him, how is he gonna get out from behind the bomb box here? I think he's actually playing this to try and see if he can get the kills instead of planting the bomb. This is such a big risk right now, and Fnatic, they're just not buying it. Now they must have heard him, and they're gonna make the rotation, but the problem is now when he plants, he can't make it out, and he's stuck in here. Just getting the bomb down, he's gonna have to take the fight. There's the one shot, FNX, oh no! Are you kidding me? FNX does a quad kill! That's an ace in the round! In the grand finals!
Unreal. He continues to deliver in the clutch, FNX. This is what I talked about at the beginning of this map, that he will win you the big rounds. What incredible play, 5 HP, ace clutch. And that is going to do Fnatic's head in. That is going to completely wreck their confidence.
It's been so long that we've seen Fnatic put into this position where they're just getting bodied out of this map by everyone on the Luminosity side. You could see him even try and fake that drop to lure Fnatic out of position. They played it so smart, but those shots are ridiculous.
Yeah, that really should never happen, should it? I mean, when you're trapped in behind that box, that any kind of peek, I mean, they've got 2 people, they could just be watching pretty much any angle that you're gonna come out from, and that should be it. It should be done. Fnatic going for the C-set 75 and 157 there, the force up with the armor. You can't really blame them at this point. I mean, they've got to try something.
They need the buffer is basically what they're thinking right now. It's like we cannot allow them to get up to 14 rounds for free, or we'll just never make it back, because then you cannot afford to make a mistake throughout the rest of the half on your CT side. And with how deadly Luminosity are on their T side here on Overpass, nicely done though by Olof, catching Cold Zero out of position. But that's only the Mac 10. It's not even that big of a deal if Cold is gone.
Well, that one player, you never know with Fnatic, although Fer does trade it back. LG does this a lot. If they lose a player like this, especially on anti-ecos, they will rotate multiple players back just to clear out that aggressive push from whoever they're playing. They make sure they regain that map control. And now it's Taco who's going to be alone, challenging against Dennis. And he is going to win that. He loses, or he doesn't get the first shot, but he wins it out in the end.
Oh, this is, wow. Oh, this could be deadly. JW, I think, just pushed through, though. Surprise, surprise, Taco. You can't turn your back on that smoke. It's not a wall. And, of course, when JW's on the other side of it, he has no fear. He'll go through every time. They are going to succeed in pushing up onto the A side, however, but big damage going out, and FNX kills Fallen. Somehow, we're into a 2-on-2 with 3. Not enough time.
I think he got it.
Oh, wow, just enough time for the plant.
But now Fnatic are actually coming in from the wrong side. If you consider where the bomb is right now, they have to walk around this box, and they're going to be exposed from both the bank and the stairwell. This is a very, very hard retake, and I think they need to get a move on as well. They don't have a kit right now. They do put up a bit of an aggression here coming out. FNX by the stairwell. There's Fer going down. Great stuff from Fnatic, but they need more. One is on the bomb, and one's going to be defending, and FNX, he's got so much time without that kit, but he goes down to Crims, and Fnatic going to pick up the round. That's a great retake.
You said that Mac 10 was not a huge issue to lose, but he picks it up and he does the drive-by coming off the trash cans.
Yeah, point blank.
The mobility of it is just so hard to handle. And that's, I mean, this is the thing, Fnatic, how often have we seen them backs against the wall on an eco round or on a force buy situation with just the pistols and armor?
Oh, this is so wise coming in here from Luminosity as well. Rather than just get into that force buy battle where they could allow Fnatic, where they could potentially wreck their economy for this first half and allow Fnatic a way back into it, they're going to go for a near hard eco here, just a few Tech 9s, a Deagle, just to see if they can't find the shots. And well, okay, FNX, the spray and pray with the Deag, and he finds the headshot onto Olaf. Fallen will fall to JW in the end. But still, Luminosity, they're setting themselves up nicely. If they can somehow find a bomb plant here, they'll have a very healthy buy going into the next round.
Yeah, JW using the range, though, so nicely. Knowing he's going at no armor as well. Now he's going to get a little bit aggressive. Fur catches him out in the open, but he wins that. He's down to 24. Now, JW's got to be a little careful, but as I said, he gets a 4th kill. So doing the damage for his team, and then he gets cleaned out by Flusha. So 5 rounds now for Fnatic. Still a long way to go. And you're right, the economy, the good decision from Luminosity not to force buy into that. There's so many ways they can just grind this game out.
Right now, it's FNX and Taco top fragging in this game against Fnatic. 21 kills, 19 on Taco. And on the other team, we've got JW, which actually yesterday as well, they had a bunch of games where he was top fragging. So just overall, the Brazilian team running away this 13-5. They will have some spread out armor, a couple of Tech 9s here and there, and that scout on Fallen. You gotta wonder if they got some sort of plan.
Isn't it Olafmeister who likes to go for that boost back there? That little hot boost to see if sniper. I'd like that Fallen, he's willing to go ahead and use, give him a taste of his own medicine. Fallen will find Dennis, but Olafmeister, speak of the devil, pushed all the way up at the playground, finds that backstab kill onto Cold, and Flusha was there, had his back. Now, however, there's a Galil picked up, and it's going to be all on Fur now to step in here and get the job done. He removes JW, making this more expensive, but he doesn't swap back early enough to pick off Crims. And so it will be just 2 kills coming in here for Luminosity, at least maintaining a little pressure here on Fnatic's economy.
There's one more thing Luminosity has to deal with in this game, because they've gotten Fnatic angry now, and they've got them to their final form, where that round you can see Olaf just rushes up towards Long A, gets that very, very quick flank in. They're in the position now where they have nothing to lose. They're down so much. They need to start making any kind of plays that they can. They're not going to be afraid to push across the map. They're not going to be afraid to gamble like that. And LG's got to be very wary at all times of these aggression and these random pushes that are going to come out.
This game is on a knife edge right now for Fnatic. They can't make any mistakes. And JW, well, he's going to start them off beautifully there. Smoke blooms. He counts just half a second in his head. And then there's the kill. Olafmeister going to get a second one on Taco. Will bring us into a 3-on-5. The lead is so much, but I mean, Luminosity, they know Fnatic very well at this point. They know that there's always that potential.
This is like watching what Luminosity did to Fnatic. I mean, there's the double push into Sewers right there just to put some pressure on. If Olafmeister dies, for example, the trade frag comes in immediately. This is some very thorough work coming out here from Fnatic, but you're right, this is that no-fear approach from them as well, really trying to get control of this half. And so Luminosity now, 3 players alive, Bomb kind of stuck out in the middle of nowhere. They're really trying to get back in here and, like you say, recover control of this area, and they will manage it eventually, but they're pretty far down now.
Well, Fnatic with a 2-man advantage, no reason for them to remain aggressive on the map. Don't expose any kills, don't give anything back to Luminosity, make them commit to a bomb site. That's what they're doing here, but Fallen being so meticulous, but
it's an ugly angle.
Yeah, the curve of that tunnel makes it easy for Crims. He can spot him before Fallen sees Crims.
And now Olaf, wow. Olaf is actually willing to just go in there. There's the flash, Fur turns away, second flash gonna get dodged as well. Might get the moment, there's the first comes through. Cold is there to kill off Crims as well, but it's a 1v3. He's only got the 24 HP, and with 20 seconds left, Bomb dropped on short. It's not looking too good for him here. Actually, that HE kind of helped. He might be able to pick up Fallen's AWP if they don't challenge this angle, but I don't think it's going to be possible here. With 8 seconds left, he will get caught by Flusha.
Probably a good thing as well as that clock coming down. If that had gotten to 0 and then Fnatic went on the hunt, they could have really damaged his economy with no money going to him in the next round. But now Luminosity, the other big thing they have to deal with is JW, who we've talked about at length, coming and finding his form of old, where he's just this very aggressive, very mobile and effective AWPer. Now him in Bathrooms being that assassin, getting that first kill, if he's able to have success with that continuously throughout this, going to shut down that zone of the map, much like Luminosity did, and that cripples T-sides.
And this round we see Luminosity, because they're about to have the final round loss bonus, so they can just buy Tech 9 and armor here, and they'll still be able to buy next round. So this is not sort of you know, a bit of a crazy move for them. It's just a good calculated round coming out. See if they can speed up enough to catch Flusher as he's trying to make his way back. And in fact, he's going to stick around. Shot range through. They line up for Flusher. He's going to get the 1, 2. Third one coming. Him, but he looks the wrong way. Still going to be able to clear out the round. And fanatic only suffering a single casualty there. It's going to be well worth it.
They're starting to get that momentum right now, Fnatic. That's what's scary. They continue to press aggressively towards mid, just like what Luminosity did.
Why that smile off your face, Moses? I see the way you're looking at me here.
Just saying. Just saying. I mean, no one ever. You can't ever count them out. You know, they're on this comeback. Yeah, they're still on their way back. It's still not quite there yet, but you can see the seeds. That's a good find from Fallen. That's huge into this round, with JW being picked off.
Double op versus double op as well. Cold is perfectly capable of using the op. But yeah, Fallen, I mean, that always comes down to the duel, right? The mind games between the two oppers, because JW, he's so hard to predict where he is on the map, where he's going to go next. Fallen this time, he had the angle, he had the advantage, and he doesn't miss the shot.
I'm not sure they know Flusher is in here, because they saw him at the stairwell earlier on, and I think they may have thought he'd fallen back. So now, if they walk around, and Olofmeister's flanking as well, they could end up losing the bomb while having the bomb side, and that would be a very tragic turn of events right now for LG, who need to close out this game before it gets out of control. They walk into each other over a long. Olofmeister's going to try and fall back. Flusher also there. Molotov is going to go up for just a second. They have the A bomb side. They just can't get the bomb there right now. FNX trying to see if he can make the crossing. Fur walking in, and you can tell this is going to be an easy kill. He's looking to see if he can make it a double. He really wants to close this out. And there it is. Some great kills, great patience. And Fur with the double kill. Now Olof alone in a 1-on-5. The absolute trigger discipline there on Fur. And Olofmeister, they're both going to miss shots, but this round is obviously over. It's just a matter of getting this sniper out of the hands of the Swedish player, and they should be successful.
Dangerous, dangerous. Exactly, FNX alone, and there's a follow-up. They're going to face him together, but he's around the corner. He can turn it into duels, but Taco with the pre-fire will catch Olofmeister stepping out into the open, and they will succeed and even save both ops. So thanks for the donation there, Olofmeister. It all works out.
That round could have gone horribly wrong for LG.
But Fallen was waiting in Birthday, and Cold was waiting on the T side of Connector, right? So there was nowhere for Flusher to go. He was stuck. They had him boxed.
Yeah, but Olof on the other side,
exactly.
He wins that fight.
That focus on that one connector, Fnatic failed to really take advantage of it, it seems.
It's so weird. Fnatic lost complete control of the map, despite having players all pushed out. And maybe that's a little bit of the backfire of where they're in this mode, where they can make these individual plays, and they're just saying, let's all go for it. And all those pushes allowed Luminosity just a free passageway into the A site. I don't think FNX was spotted.
I'm not sure. If he was, Crims would use an incendiary there, but he doesn't have one. So instead he's changing up his angle. He's just going to wait and see. And he decides to play it safe. Oh no! What is that? What is that?
He missed the smoke. He wanted to block off the ramp, but it gets caught inside the wall.
Nightmare.
That's not exactly confidence building. 14-8. Now is not a time for any kind of mistake.
Oh, that kind of mistake is actually gonna put a lot of pressure on the Fnatic players now. Flush is still holding in restrooms though. He might be able to catch Fur. This could come down to timing. And in the meantime, that bomb making its way up connector. Flusher trying to hold that. JW is also gonna be listening. So there's some information for Flusher to go off of as well, because JW is holding so close. If Fur makes any steps, any noise, it's an early warning system there. And in the meantime, Fallen just trying to make some noise over on that B side, trying to draw Fnatic's attention down there with 35 seconds left. We are going to get into this play, and the smokes are going in, the nades are going in, but are they going to commit? There's still quite a presence in mid.
Looks like they're going to take the bomb back. I mean, but they got to run past JW. There's not a lot of time left. They got to be very, very careful right now. JW looking for the shot. Is going to be able to take it on further. That bomb is still making its way up. But now Flusher's on the site as well. They got 15 seconds. This is a crazy round coming out from the Brazilian side. But Flusher does go down. That bomb is making its way up, and he should have time to plant here. JW shooting. Cold Sierra in the back and Taco alone. And he's not going to have time for the plan. I think it's too late. Oh, no. Yeah, I can't do it. Fnatic's going to win the round, even with the bomb down, and Taco will fall. He had 8 seconds, but I think he wasn't sure if there was anyone else on the bomb side. He wanted to try and see if he could check the rest of it.
JW's positioning in Bathroom, that early spot of them coming up the stairs, that's what gets Flusher there in time. And even though he doesn't get a kill, they have to stall. They have to wait another second to get that kill. They can finally find the entrance into the bomb site, but Fnatic had already made the rotation. They can delay that out. And then JW, of course, re-aggressing through the smoke. They more than likely thought he was going to flank around towards long, but he just gets a couple more kills. Such a close round there.
JW doesn't respect your logic, you know? Yeah, he doesn't care about any of that.
I wonder if he thinks, like, what is the most logical play I could make right now, and just decides to do the complete opposite.
Yeah, why not? I mean, if everyone else is playing in a certain pattern, then a couple of people will find success playing off that pattern, and that's always been the case, it seems.
So all we have to say is that JW, you know, tilting people since 2013.
Pretty much.
I mean, this is a pretty crazy buy coming in here from Luminosity as well, though. I mean, just a single op on Fallen, Tech 9, weird buy. Some of them spending all their money, some of them staying rather on 2000. Luminosity, they're just trying to catch somebody out, and Taco just barely able to get out of there in time. JW spots him jumping across, but not able to pull that trigger fast enough.
Neither team really has any kind of money, so whoever wins this round is going to be having a big impact on this game. Flusher hiding in the corner, C set in hand, and we know exactly what he can do with it. Doing a little bit more damage. Grenade out as well, going to try and see if he can keep the pressure up here at the restrooms. Taco close, and actually Flusher's going to go down. Taco will fall to Dennis. We're still in a 3-on-4. Somehow LG making an impact on this round in spite of not having that much, but what a grenade to rein in. And there's a missed shot. JW will pick up on it, and that's going to bring Fnatic back to 14-10 with JW now tied for the top frags with 23 kills.
How does he miss that shot on JW, though? That looks really good. Super sick.
You hear that chant going on.
Loving the atmosphere here.
You could see this pause now for Luminosity. They had so many rounds to play with, winning the pistol as well, but Fnatic has made this comeback. And now they've got to figure things out, because they did find one round, but then it's just been stomped right out of them. Back onto a save into this. Everyone just hovering right around $2,000, so they've got to figure something out for the next gun round.
So tell us, Moses, call this round for LG, once they have rifles, that is. Not this round, but the upcoming one.
Oh, you're going to put me on...
I'm going to put you on the spot, yeah.
Time to go for a rush.
Yeah, I would say pick up the pace. I would imagine that they have to find some way, if JW is going to be in those bathrooms, which he has been, there's no way to think he wouldn't be. Push him back and get onto that A bomb site very quickly if you can. You have or force them all the way back. The trick about it is you can't lose too many players doing that, right? Because then once you have them out of bathrooms, you can kind of decide where to go from there. But they have to just, at this point, go head on into those bathrooms and try and find some way to force Fnatic to be passive early on in the round. Give themselves a minute to work with the full map control. Even if you have to spend so much utility, Molotovs, flashbangs, whatever you can. Three players worth of nades, just force them out of the bathrooms, deny them that kind of information.
Well, right now, they really, okay, I like it.
Single flashbang.
Single flashbang onto the B site, and cross your fingers and hope you can get that bomb plant. That's what needs to happen here. They really badly need the money. They've only lost 2 rounds in a row here, Luminosity, so they aren't getting max. And well, this time around, they're going to go for the push, and it's Olafmeister with a double spray. And Dennis going to spot out towards Monster, not see anybody, but Crims is here to hold the line. Olaf dunks an 8 onto Fur. Crims to pick up 1. No, that's Dennis instead, and well, Dennis with the double. So Olaf lives with 6 HP, Dennis with 2, and no bomb plant for Luminosity means that, yeah, they have to just go with the AKs. There's no double op kind of available here for them.
And they actually don't have any Molotovs either. FNX doesn't even have a smoke, so this might be kind of a spot where they say, all right, we don't have the utility that we want to clear out bathrooms. Maybe they go out towards long. We haven't really seen them find some way to kind of surround inside those bathrooms out towards long, and JW's going to go right back to the stairwell. Last time he did this, he got beat out by Fallen, but there's no op on the LG side.
Instead, high pressure situation here as they try and push into mid.
And there's Olaf. Nice control of that spray. Drops for more pressure being put on. JW with another kill, though. And then Olaf coming right through the smoke, and Flusha. This just gets slaughtered. Once the kills come out, Luminosity gets a little bit disorganized, and Fnatic feasts upon that.
Well, if you weren't wrong about the long push, they certainly did try that. They just needed some way to deal with Olaf again playing by the restrooms there. That's turning out to be a really big problem for Luminosity. This is where you'd want them to have some sort of trick up their sleeves to try and deal with this. We know that they can smoke off sort of the one entrance into it, but on the long side there, it's hard to deal with, especially if they don't know where JW is.
Right, because you might have to be going up against an AWP, so you have to use those flashbangs just in case you don't know where you need the utility to be positioned. But both teams struggle with this. Both teams on their CT sides, on their defense, have had wonderful control of these bathroom spots. It's such a hard position to clear out when you have oppers like Fallen, oppers like JW. And now look at this. A little bit of a hop forward to gain some speed. He's going to find that kill. Drops a nade and he falls away. He's got support from Flusha as well.
Yeah. This setup, it's just reinforced cement. You know, it's like, how do you deal with this? JW and Flusha, they're such a good tag team together. A little bit too wide there, expecting FNX to just jump out, perhaps, but this is still the damage done. Taco will find the headshot on Dennis. So that's actually Taco. Somehow he gets a double kill on the B site. Somehow he has opened it up, and can they get that bomb? That bomb is all the way back, nearly into T-spawn, so there's no way to pounce on this for Luminosity. Instead, it's gonna have to come down to headshots, and well, he actually comes close to getting one. Taco, he might be able to best JW here. JW playing peekaboo, 10 HP left, and Taco, he's getting close, and it's just not gonna happen. 7 HP. But he is setting it up here for Cold, perhaps, to be able to get a massive backstab in.
Certainly coming, but Cold has a deagle. That's not exactly the weapon you want. I think they've right now given up on even having the idea of putting the bomb down. They're just going to try and see if they can get the kills. That's a 2-on-3. Taco looking to do a lot more damage. And Fnatic, they're actually losing a bit of patience. They're walking in here. Taco almost getting 4 kills. Flusha on 1 health, JW on 10. Now on Cold Zero, 35 seconds left. And I'm not sure we can find them in this time. This is the problem. If the bomber does be one thing, Cold looking for it, and he almost does it. They almost stack up for him. But that will be Fnatic now at 14-13. We all know mechanically and sort of game skill-wise, Fnatic, they are absolutely incredible, but you've got to respect the mental fortitude here as well. How do you have a first half like this, and now we're practically tied?
Yeah, these guys, this is the thing, that they've been in every situation. They're world beaters in every sense of the word, every aspect of the game. That round was actually pretty cool because Fnatic obviously can't know the bomb is so far back. So they get aggressive towards that B bomb site just to get the information. They know one is there. They just want to take the fight. JW still sticking around. Or Olofmeister, excuse me.
I think that was a bit of a team clash as well there, so maybe some miscommunication on the timing. Fallen, he's going to spot them falling back. Not going to be able to land that shot, though. And Taco still, this is back into the kind of default sort of hold that we've been seeing here from Luminosity, working towards getting that mid control, leaving Taco over towards B to kind of duel it out with Crims.
Now they've done it, though. Now they've pushed Fnatic away from these bathrooms. And Flusha is still going to get aggressive behind this smoke, and JW has the op, but they've pushed him away. They haven't lost any members from that early contact.
They pushed him a bit back, but not far enough back that they can actually execute into the A-bomb side, right? The smokes that they throw for that execute would actually land behind Fnatic right now, so they still gotta push more, and that's exactly what Fnatic don't want happening here. Fur playing right on the edge, and we've got Taco now. He was at B, but he's actually making his way back right now, so they're giving up that entire part of the map. That could be a little bit scary. Flusha, Molotov in the corner there. Fur is actually going to touch him. It will do a little bit of damage. What an annoying grenade.
Really forced the angle wide open, though, because now he has to try and get in here with a deep flash. Flusha still holding in the angle. He's willing to take this fight head on. 25 seconds left, and he spots out Cold. Nades are going to go sailing in. This is going to be the full execute. Flusha, though, doing massive damage. He's not going to burn. He manages to get out. And Olofmeister's there with the AWP as well, picking off 2. And now it's all on Fallen to try and make this happen. 10 seconds left to get up onto this site. And the bomb is there. They are moving. FNX, 7 seconds. Decides to face it. Dennis with the backstab out of nowhere on the site. Picks up the kill, and that's it. It's done. 14-14. Tied up. Fnatic have somehow found a way to bring it back nearly to match point. Now match point rather, but Luminosity, the buy after this is just gonna be, it's gonna be far from ideal. They really needed that bomb plant.
They haven't even been getting any, they haven't gotten the bomb down since essentially the first round, and maybe that round they won, but you could listen to this crowd trying to cheer them back up because they seem like they are just stumped. They have no response to this from Fnatic.
They've got to dig very deep right now. We're heading to the 29th round here. After what looked like it was going to be a quick game. Fnatic looked clueless and defeated, and then suddenly they're right back here. We shouldn't be surprised, but I feel like every time we see it, it's still just a little bit shocking, isn't it? That it can even be real. There's a shot from Crims starting off the round. Taco goes down. Cold Zero to follow, and there's Crims again dropping Fur. Finally, they find a way to take him out, but it's just too late right now. FNX and Fallen are left, and they got the time, and they got the bomb this time as well, but Fnatic would have to make some big mistakes here to give up this 2-on-4.
And the big trouble now is JW in these stairs has such good intel, like whether they can fall back quickly to the other bomb site. You can see Flusha, Olaf, Dennis very much committed to this B bomb site because JW has eyes on everywhere that if LG tries to fall back, no matter which avenue they take, JW's got eyes on it.
Yeah, he is the key, he is the linchpin. Flusha is rotating back up to A. I suppose perhaps in case JW missed something somehow?
Well, the timing of it is the only way that LG can get back, avoiding JW, is to go all the way around towards long A.
But they are going to try and go for the peak here. Following with that Galil. He's going to get picked off by Dennis. And it's going to be FNX now, the last man alive. And a 1v4, and Dennis behind the flash. Easy headshot for him. Map point now for Fnatic.
What an incredible game from the Swedish team here.
You could see too, it's almost deflating, that energy that Luminosity seemed to be playing with, that confidence in the peaks, the setups they had in the first half. It's almost like they feel as well, they know that they're out of it. Fnatic has just stolen that from them. Well,
they're playing for overtime now, and the crowd is certainly behind them, but they need to get this round working, and Flush is going to shut down one. There's finally a refrag coming in as JW goes down, but it might not be enough. FNX getting a second kill too. Dennis right behind, and Cold, he's crouched in front of him, and he's going to walk up, and there's Cold gone. Now FNX and Taco are left, and Taco's been top fragging. He's been having an amazing game here. But he needs to get a couple of kills and put them into overtime. Otherwise, this will be one of the worst losses for Luminosity this tournament. There's Taco picking up one and bringing it back into a 2-on-2. Olaf and Crims far apart on the map, but so are Taco and FNX. Nobody's playing together. Crims goes down, and now it is all on Olaf here to prevent that overtime. It's right now for Fnatic. It's got to be very scary. FNX is walking in. He's got the bomb as well. Listen to that crowd. It's got to be deafening in those booths right now. Olaf, he sees the gun barrel. FNX, he doesn't see it. He's not sure yet. He's got the bomb. He hasn't spotted it. There's the gun barrel. He knows he's walking in. Olaf, this might be overtime. He walks the wrong way. FNX going back around the corner. Overtime.
And we have to tell the crowd, yes, I know, yes, but you see, even with booze, even with everything, when the crowd goes wild, starts that roar, Olaf, he turns around, he's like, is there a backstab coming in? Is he behind me? Craziness, craziness.
Wow, what a mad sound that was.
That round from Taco, that second kill he gets at that B bomb site, Olaf looks like he has this read perfectly. He's pushing up long A, and Taco gets that kill, and he immediately turns around to rotate off of that A bomb site. That kill was so crucial towards giving FNX because it was a one-on-one on each site. And you know, I mean, if we told you, if we discussed today that Cold would be at the bottom of the scoreboard, he's been their all-star like throughout this growth period for Luminosity. He's been one of the best players in the world.
Yeah, I say this, best of 5. He won't stay there forever.
No.
Yeah. He'll have his moments.
Now, people don't know this about you, Moses, but you also read minds. So tell me who has the mental advantage going into overtime here?
Fnatic, absolutely. Staying on the CT side that's been so suffocating. Luminosity that time, it's not like they figured it out. They had some really nice trades.
Yeah, and Taco, individual performance from Taco, you know, getting in there, creating space, getting the key frags, falling with the flash, point blank. He's going to get the kill out of Flusha somehow. Somehow he pulls the trigger fast enough, but then JW's there, and that's in connector. He takes out Fur. So FNX now has to worry multiple angles here. If Fnatic continue to press forward, he's going to be in a lot of trouble, and he's carrying the bomb as well.
Yeah, if this bomb dies on FNX, that is going to put it pretty much in the hands of Fnatic here. I don't know if they know that he's there, though, which is a bit interesting. Fnatic essentially... Oh, wait a minute. Cold is here. He said he's been at the bottom of the scoreboard. This will be a huge kill if he can actually help FNX get out. JW walking in. The gun barrel's right there. Cold sees he wants to peek. FNX winning one fight and Cold winning a second. And that's going to be now down to Olaf and Crims. But the bomb is trapped and Olaf gets that frag. 2-on-2, and it's definitely in favor of Fnatic.
Oh, this is unreal. So now, wait, they're on the wrong side. And again, with 45 seconds left, they don't actually have control of the bomb. They're going to be wrapping back around, but they've taken so much damage. Cold got legged by JW before he was able to get that kill. And Taco's down to 20. And they're wasting so much time having to come back over here. Olaf Meiser is playing this perfectly as well.
And the timing and the HP as well. They can't be slow about this. They have to give up their position, and Olaf is going to end Cold here. Now Taco does take him out from behind. There's one member so incredibly close.
There could be no way. Oh, no! What is happening? He actually gets that frag. Peaks the very, very narrow angle. Fnatic would have won the round if that last Fnatic member had run the opposite way. There wouldn't have been time, I think, to actually make that work. Think of the run distance here. We can actually try and measure it. We're talking a good 18 seconds to 15 to get to that A bomb site from where the bomb was dropped.
Sometimes, Anders, you just have to meet the battle head on, though. You just have to go in there.
Taco is just a monster right now.
He is.
I've never seen anything like this. 31 kills for him, even in overtime here. That was Fnatic's round, and it didn't happen. And Cold is going to open up this round, shutting down all of Maestro of all players.
Some of these rounds that have gone in the favor of Luminosity, they almost make you believe they're fated to win this game.
This is all about just giving us a good show, gentlemen. Like, this is... They said, you know what, we need 30 rounds on the first map. Wouldn't have been fun otherwise if it was one-sided, lopsided. No, for grand finals, every round. Now into overtime, and yeah, Fallen, he's got the shot.
Think about the internal timing he has to have in his head to feel that smoke fading. If he's off by a second, he's just gone without even a contest.
And the knowledge that JW has been toying with that smoke throughout the second half on the defense, whether it's just after it plumes to whether it just fades, that's when he makes his move. And Fallen's ready for it that time.
And Luminosity, they're now ready. 40 seconds left, and they clear out all the angles. Taco being very thorough. Crims is still alive on this site, but he's rotated up to A site. Again, this is the same thing that happened to Luminosity in the first half. Misreading the situation, and now Luminosity, they can get out and actually get the bomb plant.
And because of the overtime format, Fnatic can't afford to throw these rifles away. If they just go all in here and lose the 3 rifles, they might lose every single round of overtime, and that's exactly what's happening. They make that swift calculation and say, not this time. What are we seeing, Moses? Yeah, there's the timing that we were talking about, the time to run, but it was actually all the way back at where the playground is so far away to make that bomb run in the first round of overtime. Again, we're looking for the first team for 19 rounds with our current overtime format here. So Luminosity is taking a step closer right now.
And with the way these halves have gone, 2 rounds in overtime for Luminosity on their T side, that's a huge victory for them so far.
That'll set them up nicely, no doubt about it, to go into this. And the pressure now is going to be mounting on Fnatic. You can be sure that they're hearing the crowd chant, and that is actually one thing that Fnatic have not succeeded in doing. Even with the comeback, the crowd kept chanting for Luminosity. Wasn't like yesterday.
They're like, come on, guys, we beat Virtus Pro. We just didn't want to have to deal with this.
Right? And now, well, yeah, it's just constant Luminosity being willed forward here by the fans and the public. And now, well, how does this break down? They have the AWP on Fallen again. And actually, they set a little bit of a trap here in Connector. 2 players holding. And JW, he isn't going to give them the chance just yet. He might try and get in there on an off time, but they are going to be pushing forward Luminosity. They are going to take the fight with him soon. And Dennis, he's got his back in sewers, but this is all on JW. Does he hit the timing? And Cold's there, checks the angle, and point blank, JW wins the fight, gets the AK, and he could get the follow-up here as well. But no, for hiding in the corner, we'll pick up the 1. Dennis will fall to Taco. And it is going to be the man advantage now for Luminosity, although Olafmeister does bring it back to a 3-on-3, and Crims, he sets a trap, and Fur walks right into it.
Great timing there for the 2 Swedish players, just finding themselves in the perfect spot now. FNX and Fallen, they're making their way in. The problem is they can probably get to the bomb site here, and with the smokes and the Molotovs, they can definitely also zone out Olafmeister, but Flusher is going to have them sandwiched in, and they don't even know it. This should definitely be Fnatic's round. They've got the perfect timing for it. 45 seconds, and there's Flusher being put into play, gets the 1 kill. FNX will turn around and pick him up, but it's still a very, very good frag coming through the first time around, and now it shouldn't be possible for FNX to clutch this round either. He's got no more grenades, and it goes down to Olafmeister. That is going to be the first half of overtime with a 2-1 round score for Luminosity. That means they're 2 rounds away from winning on Overpass.
Back onto the CT side, so that clutch from Taco in the first round is huge. That second round that Luminosity wins, got a little bit of a read on this defense, finally found something that could overwhelm it. Now it's back on Fnatic. They're the ones who have to do it now. And this is where you could see them do some kind of change of pace. They have all the money. During regulation, they had gotten in so much trouble with their economy. It had been so beaten up. At certain points, they didn't have the nades to use. Now they get everything they can want. They can have that AWP if they want to go for a battle. They can have the Molotovs and all the flashbangs they'll need for some kind of an execution.
Fnatic's approach to playing the first round of overtime was to not even go aggressive on birthday, but just double up on aggression. They went super far, down on long as well, really trying to catch Luminosity off guard. And I mean, we'll see if the Brazilian team is going to try something similar now that they're on the CT side. They got all the tools for it.
Need to meet him head on. I think that's going to be the key. I mean, FNX does barrel up to top mid very quickly, but instead it's going to be a bit of a focus on the B site here for Luminosity, considering Fnatic hit it repeatedly during regulation time. Not surprising, triple nade going off on top of Flusha. He somehow lives. He's got 8 HP, but that was a sick surprise.
That was so close as well to just take him out. One of those nades goes just a little bit, you know, to the left or right, and Flusha's gone. A little bit of a response and spam, not going to do enough damage, but all of a sudden, Flusha, who's been such an effective player for Fnatic, he has to be passive throughout this whole round. He can't do anything.
Yeah, he has to take a bit of a backseat role. Might carry the bomb, might set up the nades. He's got an incendiary, so he could use that to clear out Toxic if he wanted to.
I will say this, I've seen Flusha, it seems like especially him, very often when he's low on health, still manage to have a pretty big impact on rounds. So, you know, it's Counter-Strike, so 8 health is sometimes just enough to still make something work here. But what it's also done is it's slowed down Fnatic so much. 50 seconds, they don't have control of restrooms, they're just outside of B, and we've got to see what they're doing here.
They haven't even pushed back Fountain yet. This makes me think that their endgame was planning on being a B play, at least initially, because they haven't even tried to gain control anywhere.
I think so. 35 seconds left, and they're just now starting to push towards restrooms, making a little bit of noise towards long, and I mean, that's JW taking point. He might run into FNX and Fallen, who are still holding these angles. Fallen, of course, with the AWP. And right now, I mean, like 20 seconds left. They need to start pushing Fnatic, and Luminosity are doing such a good job of making sure that they can't get an entry frag to make things easy for him. Dennis, though, will be able to catch out FNX, but Fallen's still alive. Does he hear the footsteps of the man coming up behind him? Though this is about to get tricky, and they manage to get onto the site. Fnatic, 8 seconds, and that bomb will get planted.
What a close call right now, and LG, I mean, they're on the spot to going for a retake here. Fur moving up, trying to play the edge of the smoke, but he can't really spot out anybody. JW coming up with one more kill. There's Cold Zero coming in. Fur as well. Now it's back into a 2-on-2. Fur gonna go for the peek. He gets a shot on Dennis, and Olive is miles away from this action. They don't have a smoke, so this over still.
Somehow they line up for him.
Who would have thought?
He's miles away, but wait, he has it off. Oh, no. Look at this. Boom.
Just soul crushing.
Unbelievable.
Oh, and Luminosity, they had to feel like this is it, we got it, you know? One of us gets on the bomb, the other one covers for him. We got it in the bag. Talk about a letdown. And now, yeah, again, pressure here. But this time, Fallen's using that same off angle that he used to catch out Flusha earlier. But this time around, they're not gonna fall for it, Fnatic. They get the flash, they don't peek, and that was perfectly done, Fnatic. They just don't get caught by the same trap twice.
What a great sequence of smokes or flashbangs to try and get in there and get that kill on Cold Zero. Who's got to be just a bit annoyed. Taco right at the edge here. Crimson on the other side. Taco, he sees the feet as well. It's perfect, and he's going to get that frag. He drops a bit low, but that's well worth it.
The timing to not get spotted coming through that smoke, that worked out perfectly for Taco. Is brought down very low, but now look at the re-aggression from Fallen. Gaining so much map control, so much information. And he might be able to grab a kill here on JW if he comes out the door.
Yeah, but even if not, Flusha actually has to cross back as well. Fallen has moved on from this, though.
Ver here's the steps on Olaf. Yeah, and he's not going to get caught. He heard him coming from a mile away there. Olaf definitely feeling a little bit of pressure, running instead of walking. And now with Fallen all the way the back line into connector, he could go down through T-spawn, get the flank. It could be brutal here for Fnatic. It's only Taco alive on this B site, though. And Fnatic, they've gone right through. They've managed to thread through the defense here. Taco needs to stay alive at all costs. And he's only got the 19 HP.
Smoke goes up once, try and block it out. He's going to go for it, but Flush is shutting him down. What a great headshot, strafing out of the ramp there. Fallen missing a shot, JW to punish. There's no room for error right now. You've got to hit every single thing, or Fnatic will try and take this away. It's a full-on retake here. 2-on-3. And FNX, a little bit of a Molotov going in once. They try and spam that angle from the other side. Grenade rains in and doesn't do that much damage either. They need to move quick if they're serious about this. There is a flank coming in, but it's very, very slow from Fur here. Where are the kills happening from Luminosity? A couple of a spray through. They don't even know where Fnatic are right now. Flusha with one shot. Fur coming up behind. He's missing these tabs, and that's going to pretty much do it here. He gets a couple of kills. There's so little time right now. Runs in. The bomb is going to definitely go up in the back line. It's a quad kill, but the round is done, and Fnatic, they are now at map point in overtime.
Again, and that push from Fall, and it looked so good. It got him so much intel, so much information, but it actually backfires on him.
Yeah, that's the main thing, because Taco isn't anywhere near Sewers. He's so low on HP. He's playing so far back. They can't tell that they've actually just threaded right through.
Yeah, coming down those stairs, it was the perfect play to make, and Fnatic does it. It's almost like using the weight of Luminosity's play against them. They find the perfect leverage for it, and the B-bomb site, the defense is just too weak. And now look at this buy. To force a second overtime, LG is going to have to find a way to win with 5 CZs.
Yeah.
Well, now is where I would like to see Coldzera come into play, because we've actually seen him be very good with this pistol, so it's not impossible. And look how defensive Fnatic are as well. They definitely don't want to run into any kind of weird trick.
Nice nade on the Taco. We'll drop him down low. That timing working out impeccably. And well, yeah, Fnatic, they have all the time in the world right now to just sit and wait, see where Luminosity are going to be playing aggressive. There is a little bit of a trap set up in connector, but JW, for once, is content to sit back and wait and see what's coming his way. Although, as I say it, he is going to go in with the CZ. CZ on CZ action here. Fur has the advantage, but JW gets the first spray. 3 bullets left. Not going to be able to make it out in time. FNX hits, well, at least strikes back and manages to pick him up. And now they actually have something to work with here, Luminosity.
AWP stolen, Fallen taking a fight there, gonna drop the bomb as well, picks up an AK. Oh no, Fnatic, that's not the kind of casualty you needed right now. Coldzera going for the shot here, he's been very good. Couple of bullets left, gonna be forced to reload there. And Dennis and Flush are trying to see if they can sandwich Fallen in. He's in the restrooms waiting with that AWP, and he's been lightning fast in the power. So AWP with the AK, he's been lightning fast in the past. Trying to see if he can make it work, but Flush is shooting him in the back. It's back into a 3-on-3. 18 seconds left. Olaf gets a kill as well. Fnatic, where's that bomb plant, is finally making its way on there. And now it's all on FNX. He gets the one shot through 10 seconds. And there it is, Fnatic. An unbelievable comeback into winning overtime in the first round on the first map of this on this grand finals. We can hardly speak. 12-3, I think it was in the first half in regulation.
And a pistol round win for Luminosity as well.
Yeah, the ace from FNX. Despite everything, what a roller coaster of a first map here to start off a best-of-5 grand finals. Just incredible between all these players. But yeah, Luminosity now, I mean, there's the trap. There is this trap that we see all the time where you battle on a map that you think that you've had, it goes to overtime, you lose it. Even if it's just close in regular time, you lose that map that you think you should have won at all costs. I hope that they will be able to come back and maintain the level here on the second map.
Well, you talk about the mental fortitude needed to come back in a map like that. Now it's Luminosity who's got to show some of that mental strength to come back in this series. To lose a map like that, to just forget about it and move on to the second one.
Yeah, they're going to have to dig very deep. And I mean, actually now, maybe the fact that it's a best-of-5 can help them a little bit, because even if they are down on themselves for the second map, they have just longer to recover, essentially. But yeah, this is obviously a very rough turn of events. But going up against Fnatic, kind of have to mentally prepare yourself for that too, don't you?
Right.
Absolutely. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and hand it off to the expert desk for them to break down this first map in this best-of-5 grand finals.
And breaking it down will be one of the hardest segments that we could possibly have. The watching world's hearts swelled with joy as Luminosity had full control of map 1, seemingly full control, and then a dagger through it from the villains that are Fnatic. I think we have to call them villains at this point.
I mean, the way they stole that game, yeah, I think that's fair. Unbelievable scenes there. I normally say going into grand finals of CSGO, so like most of the time they're pretty lackluster. You know, just after that map, this is going to be such a brutal affair going forward. Luminosity going up 12-3, looking like they absolutely outplayed Fnatic, and tactically, aim-wise, everything about CS, they were kind of stepping up and locking them down, and then all of a sudden, Fnatic wake up and we go to overtime. Unbelievable.
So let's kind of go back to where it was looking good, when everyone started to believe that maybe this could be the perfect start, right? On that CT side where they started, everything was in the right place, right? My mind goes to that first gun round. I think it was about round 5 when everyone had that real full buy-in. And you saw the aggro coming out towards bathroom. You see the lovely combination between the two Luminosity players. It was Fallen and Fur having that brilliant crossfire. Now Fnatic, I think, lose out on almost 3 players in that exchange. And then you see the other factor that we saw, I think it was on if I'm not mistaken, Mirage being a huge one, Taco on the flanks, his rotates, his timing is sublime. He pushed off to the site, already through connector, caught the last two out. So everything that worked for Lumi in their previous games was perfect on that CT side.
And they almost were playing a bit of a Fnatic style in the way. We always talk about how Fnatic, when they find themselves down 1 or 2 men, rather than get passive and complacent, they take the fight back. They find the seam that they can rip apart. Round 10, we saw that. Luminosity down 2 men on the B site. Taco sitting on the short, waits, close angle, and I remember sitting and going, this is risky. And then the flash comes over, he walks out, gets 2 kills, and suddenly they're back in the round. This, by the way, just quickly, this is round 11. I want to point out something that we know as well. Cold0 at 2 kills, goes low on HP. What does he do? Goes back, grabs the op, he plays the anchor, and the retake comes in. Super smart.
And I'm glad you mentioned Taco because, I mean, I highlighted him prior to this one, and you saw Taco completely step his game up. 30 frags for him in that one. And what's interesting to me is a lot of people look towards the old guard of LG, but the 2 new additions, FNX and Taco, both of them were at the top of the scoreboard in this one. And this is, of course, while everything was sunshine and rainbows for the Brazilians, because Fnatic did something that I really, truly believe no one thought they could do, especially at that 13-3, when that pistol goes the way.
Luminosity, why you do this? Why you lose anti-force by round after FNX gets an ace 1v2 pistol round? Can't you play it a bit better? I mean, the problem here is you see how important pistol rounds are, right? Look at the first half. You see what Luminosity was doing early on, as Lauren pointed out, with the aggression, pushing at different parts of the map, going for that going for those body system setups, and getting good reads. Honestly, Fnatic were playing into their hands most of the time. You could even see Fur pushing long by himself, getting those 1v1 duels. You could see how that could get punished later on, where FNX was getting traded in the stairs area and so on. But I don't think Luminosity, unlike Fnatic, would have gone for those aggressive plays early on if they haven't won the pistol round. And the pistol round got down to a 1v1, as we know. So that was a really important aspect. Same thing happened in the second half. It's not like I was thinking that Luminosity is going to make it to those after plants and so on, and that's going to be the key for them. They couldn't get a bomb plant in the second half. Why? Because JW and Olof were on fire with the double AWP setup, going aggressive all the time. They were just picking them apart.
And we'll get back to the second half. Clutching, you talked about this. FNX, 456 damage, ace, 5 HP on that pistol. Really smart call halfway through that to try and adapt back and go to B. But that just highlights a really good point throughout the entire first half. Clutching, Luminosity, this is normally Fnatic's game. And they were pulling these out. It kept the economy. You knew that there was that break point.
Well, this is the thing. They're already 12-3 up at this stage. You think if they win this pistol, they've got a real chance of actually taking this game, getting over the finish line. It got to the point in that 2-on-1. Like you said, he had 5 HP. You're thinking, okay, he's just going to get the bomb down on this stage. He'll get taken down at this point. But as soon as he it's on your screen right now. The fact he gets the bomb down and they're both coming from upper as well, it's such a perfect lineup for him. And you'd think that would drive them on. They're going to be taking that second round and taking the game. But of course, the CZs came out and Fnatic, that's the hardest thing about Fnatic. We say every single desk, it feels like. Every time they're on the upgraded pistols with armor as well, you're going to have such a difficult affair. As soon as you lost that round, the bickering starts a little bit. How have we lost this at this stage? And then slowly but surely, it starts building up. Fnatic get round by round, start grinding you down. And then that's how we arrived here.
And not just that, you talk about clutches. Last round of the regulation, first round of the overtime, Olof and Krims are the 2 Fnatic players left in the clutch round. They lose it both times. We saw it yesterday. They were able to win a 2v4 when they were playing together. Now, you know, Taco was the one getting it. So I think that we've seen everything in this game. Even in the first half, you can't say that Fnatic's players were underperforming. It's just that they were getting outplayed with some beautiful counter-strike from Luminosity.
I like the way they adapted their game towards in the overtime section. We saw in the opening of T-side for Fnatic, they were playing a very basic game. And as we expect from Fnatic, they weren't even really doing clutches. They were kind of choosing an area to control, whether it go towards middle, go towards B. And you can see them getting punished for that. You just talk about the aggression from short, a very aggressive game coming from Luminosity. But once they slowed it down and actually went for the executions and stuff like that, they were getting the plants, and that's how they actually got 3 rounds on the board in regulation. They went back to that mentality in the overtime, and that's how we get to here. Like Fnatic adjusting and showing they do have that tactical depth when they need to. They can pull it out and actually have executions and the smoke grenades required to actually get on the bomb sites.
I think the craziest thing of all this is that we have to remember this is map 1. There are still potentially 4 more, and we could talk forever. We will get into the next game, though, because that's a better decision. Before we do, guys, though, there's one thing left to conclude. And that is if the glove doesn't fit, you're full of it. But OJ, they found your knife.
Very droll. They also found my suit as well. And we know it's important today because I've shoehorned my ass into this suit. And what a first map it was. I've been down hanging around chatting to some people who are in the audience here, and may I say, I chatted to one person just to find out where the allegiances are, where this Polish crowd is putting their allegiance in the maps. And he shouted something at me in Polish, very excited. I think he was full of sugar. I think I got the fact that he was supporting Luminosity. I think there's definitely Fnatic fans here in the crowd, but there is a groundswell behind Luminosity. Maybe it's the fact they're Brazilian. There's a similarity between the Polish crowd and the Brazilians. Maybe it's the fact they like the underdog. But it was fabulous. Oh, very droll. Very droll. So then, things like this, we want to hear from you. Part of my role here is to get the social media going on. We want to know where you are watching this stream, whether you are here in the Spodek. So please feel free to do this here. We want to tweet you, you to tweet us and let us know where you're watching this. Now, yesterday, some tees came dressed up. Here they are. Here is them yesterday as part of the show. There you go, that was me and one of them stood together, and they've actually set up their own Twitter account now. This is where they're watching it today, with a lovely cup of tea. So that sort of thing. Let us know where you're watching this today, @IEM, #IEM. So then, we have a poll, we've taken a poll. Who is gonna win this? Who is gonna be the champions here? Wow. Who is gonna be the champions here at the Intel Extreme Masters? What does the poll say? We will find out after the breaks. And these highlights